Hi guys and welcome to another review on the channel. Today I'll be reviewing the LEGO Lord of the Rings The Balrog book Nook. It is set number 10367 and consists of 1201 pieces. In the UK it retails at £110. So let's get to building. So here is the set built and complete. Initial thoughts: this is definitely a set aimed towards an older audience. It is a very sturdy collector's model. The set certainly looks impressive. They've crammed as much detail as possible into such a small space. Obviously they were quite bound by the amount of area they could have, considering it's a book nook. But I especially love the detail of the next to knight shield pieces layered here and all across it. It really brings a sort of, as I said, layered effect to the overall build. Let's open it up and have a look when it's fully open. So, as you can see, the set is much more impressive opened up with all the flame effect and the wings. You get a grand sort of idea of what they were going for when it's fully opened up, I think. I love the different colours to show the shadows of the flames from the fire to the side. It really gives you a sort of depth to the set in such a small space. I think we'll take the Balrog off and have a better look. So here is the Balrog, the main attraction of the set. I am both pleased and disappointed with this character. I'll tell you about the good parts first. I love the printed eyes and nose piece here. Well, two pieces. I think they are very well done. It looks very accurate, and the horns and the whole head looks great. The wings, they look good, but they are the same ones as the gift of purchase set, which is a shame. Would have loved brand new, well, at least different wings for him. I love the roundedness of the shoulders, and I think the articulation in every aspect is great. All the arms, the hands, the legs move side all around. The only problem I have with the articulation is probably the hips don't swivel, or the torso doesn't swivel, which is a shame. Now the problem I have is I think he's a bit top heavy, because if you lean him back he tends to fall, and obviously with the massive wings, I'm just spinning around so you can have a look at the back. You can see a lot has gone into the actual mechanism of the wings, because you see the hinge here, it bends so it closes with the book nook, and I think that has probably took away from for the character to be able to stand as good as he could have. The tail also looks good. I think probably, yeah, he is well built, and the wings do serve a purpose, obviously, to close with the book nook, but I think he is a bit top heavy front and back. You see he just tips front or back, but I suppose he is held on to with these pieces. He does sort of he attaches to the book nook with these two either side. They clip in so he stands there. But even that is a bit difficult. I'll get to that in a bit. I also really love the whip is obviously included. You see it's got the place you can put it in his hand, which is different to the other one. It's not on that one. I think also the mouth does open and close, which is a nice addition. And also the little bit of detailing with the tiles in the middle is nice. But yeah, overall I think he looks accurate, but as being a Lego product, I think he is a bit top heavy and could have done with being probably slightly designed different. But I suppose it does serve his purpose of closing with the book nook. Anyway, let's try to pop him into the build itself, and I'll show you what I mean about the hinges on the back, trying to get him in place. So the Balrog's wings attach in these two spaces here, and his wings go into the two gaps, which are like that either side. So he has definitely thought about keeping him in place. Quickly, I just want to say I really love the these diamonds shapes and the triangle shapes here at the top. They definitely give a sort of runes, dwarf-like effect, which I really love. It really brings in the detail. And I do like let me just sort of tip it a little bit. I do like the black tiles on top just to give it a nice finish. Now let's try to connect the Balrog and see how that goes. Right, so the wings, you can't really see, but I'll try to attach him. He's a bit difficult to get in. As you can see, it's pretty hard to do. We've got to line the wings up, and then there. He sits in place, but then you see, you sort of angle the legs as well, because he does tend to slip out of the hinges at the back. Right, so there he is there. He's quite difficult to angle. But I've noticed this side here tends to fall out. I don't know, I think it's probably because he's slightly top heavy. You just got to make sure you angle the feet properly. But there he is. He looks, well, the set does look really good. I think he does look like a really good collector's model. In a minute I'll put him in between some books so you can see what he looks like on the shelf, but I'll quickly go over the Gandalf figure. It's the same Gandalf we've had in the Rivendell and the Shire set, so he's nothing new here, but he has got the nice torso and dress piece printing, and the head's got no other expression, so I think he's exactly the same. Obviously nice built staff, and comes with one of the new swords, but overall a decent figure. You probably can't get much better for Gandalf. But let's pop him in place. As I said, I really love the "You Shall Not Pass," obviously the iconic scene, one of the best scenes from Fellowship of the Ring. Overall with this, I think it's a great collector's model. Is it worth the price? I'd say probably the Balrog is be generous, let's say £35 mech. The build is probably the same, 35, plus the figure. I'd say this set is probably on a good day worth, I'd like to pay 80, I'd like to see it at £80 probably. I think the 110 is definitely overpriced, especially considering it's essentially just a mech and a stand with one figure. Obviously, they don't need to include any more figures because it's just the scene, but it looks great. So I'd say if you can get the set at a lower price, maybe in the future on sale, I definitely would recommend worth picking it up, definitely. Let's put it in between some books so you can see what it looks like on the shelf. So here he is situated in between some appropriate Tolkien books. I'd say the hardbacks, if you're going to use them as a book nook, I'd say the hardbacks line up better than the paperbacks. I've situated next to some other dioramas I've got, and also above the appropriate Barad-dûr set. I'd say, yeah, he's definitely a great looking collector's item on the shelf. You could on a bookshelf or a Lego display. I'll probably have him opened up, to be honest. But yeah, I think that sums it up really for this set. Let me know what you guys think below, if you think it's worth purchasing this set. Any feedback as well on the review would be great if possible. Thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe.